Table saw 101. Alright, notice we have a guard. We always want the guard in place. The only time you ever remove the guard or need to raise the guard to do some sort of procedure is with instructor approval, okay? Now you also have the throat plate. The throat plate can be removed so you have access to the arbor. The arbor is what the blade and the arbor nut is connected to hold the blade in place. You also have a splitter, which is this metal piece. The splitter helps keep the two pieces of material separated so that they don't pinch and cause a kickback or tension on the material. It just aids in the material being ripped or cut into two pieces. Notice we have these anti-kickback paws. Now, these are spring-loaded so that when a piece of material is going by, they raise, but if there was a kickback, these little teeth bite into the material. So we have those so that we don't accidentally have a kickback. We don't want kickbacks. Okay, so you always want to keep the throat plate in place. We never want to operate the table saw without the throat plate in place. We also have a elevation saw blade, elevation hand wheel. So if we raise that blade, or we can lower that blade, then we have a tilt hand wheel, and that tilt hand wheel is going to change the bevel of our blade, the angle that our blade cuts, and it'll go from 0 or 90 degrees with the table to 45 degrees, so you can do 45-degree bevels. A very important rule that we always want to follow with our table saw is that we never want the blade to be more than 1/4 inch above the material. Okay? Never more than 1/4 inch. Now, something kind of cool about this table saw is it's called a saw stop. And what saw stop does is it has the ability to pick up on electrical current in our bodies and jam an aluminum brake into the blade of the machine. It's not great for the table saw, so we definitely don't want that to happen, but it is a safety precaution to help prevent us from getting injured very severely. So we always want to be as careful as we can, even though we have those safety measures. Now, people get confused on how to start the saw stop. There's a main switch. Notice that the machine is plugged in. So if the machine is plugged in, you always want to unplug the machine if you're doing any maintenance or changing the blade. But right now it's plugged in. We turn this main switch on. It's calibrating right now. When that red light is blinking, it's calibrating. So you got to wait for that red light to stop. And once that red light stops, you have a full green light. After you have a full green light, this push to stop lever, you can pull that and it'll start the machine. You push this lever to stop the machine, and notice that the green light is flashing. That green light will flash as long as that blade is still moving. It will not turn on when that green light is still flashing because the blade is spinning. It needs to come to a complete stop before you can return it on. So if you don't have a green light, you probably either have this lever pulled when this main switch got turned on, or this main switch is off. If you have no lights at all, the plug may not be plugged in, okay? Now, with the table saw, we have something called